Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I'm going to be talking about the special spawn that just came out. My previous recording, I was recording, and you know what my phone decided to do once again? It decided to stop it didn't decide to stop the recording. It decided to let's not save the recording. So my phone screwed you guys over, and I won't be able to show you at least somewhat of a result from the spawn. But I made a new recording, and I guess I'm gonna have to talk about it anyway. So I did the spawn, and I got a tomboy outfit and some 30 cost staff. So that's pretty much what I got. You know what a tomboy outfit is? Is it anywhere near here? It's not popping up. There it is. No, this isn't it. This is a 51 one. There it is. The level 10 one right here. It's pretty much a tomboy outfit. Very useful for Coliseum and 1v1s. Alright, so with that being said, I don't know if AT was drunk and they pressed the wrong button or something, but that 15% special spawn that just came out, like the first special spawn that ever came out, was the only special spawn that looks like it's going to come out with 15% SSR rates. From here on out, it looks like the special spawns will be at the regular 6.02. So rest in peace to special spawns. You're probably, if you were thinking about getting probably Spica, Aquarius, Tourbillon, Lancelot, whatever monster you were thinking about getting this time, looking ready to spend your gems and throw it down the drain, the special spawn doesn't have that anymore. The special spawn has been nerfed. Not even twice as much. More than twice as much. It's already been nerfed. The rates are nerfed. So you're not going to be able to get all that stuff as easy as you were before. And possibly, the monsters are probably mythical now. So you probably getting a monster, one of these 34 cost monsters, is probably not going to happen. It is possible, but it's not likely to happen at all. I mean, there might be some fighting rates, but overall, compared to what it was before, if half of you spawn, probably only like 20 or less % of you would actually get one of these 34 cost monsters. So overall, it's not going to be as friendly as it was before. With that being said, if you don't have a 32 cost monster at all, like legitimately a 32 cost, like Neja, Christina, Gigantes, TYR, any of types of those 32 costs, even those 32 costs, if you don't have a 32 cost monster or a couple 32 cost monsters, this monster spawn right here will definitely be worth it for you, because this is like one of the only things in like other monster spawns. Other than that, they don't have these types of spawns where you could spawn for the monster at an SSR or higher guarantee. As for the weapon and armor spawns, if you're impatient and you're looking for more gear score and you're under 325k, I'd say around or less, like if you don't have the 30, if all your gear is not 30 cost or higher, these spawns are definitely worth it for you. But keep in mind, these are going to be like the nerf version of the collab spawns, because collab spawns do the same thing, except they're going to guarantee a 34 cost weapon and a 35 cost armor. So keep that in mind, that they're going to offer 34 cost weapons and 35 cost armors, all for 30 gems as well. First time it might be 15 gems, just like this spawn, but for the rest of the spawns, when you're spawning, they're pretty much going to cost the same for more. So these are pretty much going to be the nerf versions of what they have for the collab. So just save up for the collab. I wouldn't recommend touching them, but if you're really impatient and you want more gear score, if you're 325k or below, then these spawns can help, the armor spawn, the weapon spawn. As for the gear piece spawn, don't do the gear piece spawn, anybody out there, because it's a mixture of the monster spawn, the armor spawn, and the weapon spawn. Keep in mind though, for the weapon spawn, you're going to be getting a random weapon. You're going to be getting a weapon, but a random weapon. That means you could be getting one of a different class. So also keep that in mind as well. You might not even get any gear score off of doing this spawn. So as for everybody else, I would highly recommend going for the Awakening Orb. Ethers and Awakening Orbs at 15 gems are definitely worth it. I already spawned the Awakening Orb once, so it's going to pop up 30 gems, but before it was 15 gems. And the Awakening Orbs are not easy to get. They're not. Ethers are not easy to get either. So having both of these are going to be stuff that will help you gain more gear score late game. So you want to stack up on, even if you're new to this game, you want to stack up on these as much as possible if you plan on going far in this game, because these are late game material to help you increase your gear score even more than you already have. And you're gonna want these, trust me. You're gonna get a lot of gear score off these. Like, you might get 200 to 300k off of fully awakening and fully augmenting your stuff. So you definitely don't want to miss out on looking at your a fusion and awakening, because a fusion and awakening is going to be, besides gear spawning, which will eventually you'll cap out on that, or you'll get as much as you can, will be the second best methods to obtaining gear score. So you definitely want to look out for those. As for awakening orbs, even if at 30 gems, you still want to spawn awakening orbs. I highly recommend doing these awakening orb spawns until you cannot anymore. Awakening orbs are hard to get. Ethers are hard to get too. I highly recommend doing it at 15 gems, and I would recommend doing it at 30 gems, depending on your gem supply. Like, if your gem supply is pretty good or pretty decent, and you're aware you have a good amount for the collab, even if you do the ether at 30 gems, I'd recommend doing the ether. But if you're really low on gems, like if you're pay to win as well and you're really low on gems, and you know gems are going to be hard to get because you're pay to win, I wouldn't really recommend looking at the 31. If you're anywhere near there, it really depends on your gem supply. I'm not going to say if it's this or that, but it depends on your gem supply. If you know you'll have enough to get what you're looking for, or you'll have enough for the collab, I'd recommend doing the 30 gems for the ether. As for the awakening orbs, if everybody can do them, I highly recommend doing them. Awakening orbs are not easy to get at all. Zero. Awakening orbs and ethers are mainly event only stuff, but the difference between awakening orbs and ethers also is ethers you're going to be able to attain through lemon cookies. So through here you're able to obtain, I think, 20 pieces or 10, I'm not sure, but anyways, or 400. So you're able to obtain 2 full ethers per a month for free. If you're a free to play player, you're able to obtain 2 full ethers per a month for free. And if you do like the 60 laps on the ordeals, each of the ordeals at their last lap, if you get to the 60, like the last mission, you're also going to be granted an ether. And for events, most of the time, ethers are going to be easier to obtain than awakening orbs. Not even most of the time. All the time, they're going to be easier to obtain through... Ethers are going to be easier to obtain than awakening orbs for events. As you can see right here, ethers cost less than awakening orb pieces. And awakening orb pieces, on top of it, they don't usually appear for events. So this is kind of like an occasional event where awakening orb, even the pieces appear, because usually you will not find awakening orb pieces in events like at all, unless you're like doing like the summoning circles, like for the stones of the circles, or you're like doing the bingo for fairy tale. Sometimes they might have like one or through the item exchange, or none. So honestly, ethers are always there for events, or almost always there for events. Awakening orbs are almost always not there for events. So getting awakening orbs is not easy to actually do. And even if you spend, like say this 29 pack, this 29 pack gives you 3 droplets of ether and 1 awakening orb. You'll get 5 droplets of ether for the $3.99, but no awakening at all. See what I'm talking about? The awakening orbs are so much hard to get. By the way, this is a good pack. I recommend it. And the funny thing about this Tapsy pack is it's $37.99 for 105 gems. But if you go to the recommended, not the recommended gem shop, $37.99, you're getting 90 gems without any of the Tapsies. So if you're looking to get $37.99 pack, that is the way to go. But with that being said, that's why I'm recommending awakening orbs. Like, I highly recommend doing awakening orbs because they're really hard to get. And if you have the right monsters, if you got the right gear as well, you're gonna be getting so much gear score off this monster without even like you're getting level cap gear score too. So when you're leveling up, you're getting more gear score off of it as well. But just from the awakening itself, like the 1 and 2, that's 13k right there. That's straight up 13k free gear score without even leveling it up. Leaving it at level 70, what it was before I even awakened it. That's 13k extra gear score right there. So it will help you a lot in the long run, having all of your monsters awakened. As for my monster slots, I need to actually wake on Awakening more, because these are out of date. They're fully awakened, but they're out of date. That's why I'm like up to 500k and all that stuff, because I have Awakening and Infusions, because I'm at the point where it's going to start getting harder to get more higher cost stuff. I mean, I can get higher cost stuff, but higher cost stuff that's helpful. With that being said, I hope this helped out, and I will see you in the next video. This is the AzureWrath. I'm out. Peace.